I guess this is the point where I start talking. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to the ESEA Open. For tonight's game, it is Newcastle Jaguars taking on Ryzen Note Red. It's the first time we've seen Ryzen Note Red. It's their first outing in ESEA, and while the flag does suggest that they're an Italian team, they're actually just a mixed group of Europeans. They've got a Polish player, Dutch player, Romanian, Italian, a Brit, and a Turkish player that's on their roster. Of course, Newcastle Jaguars, they go into this after winning 16-4 yesterday on Inferno against a Swedish team. And I think you pronounce it Gotov Blandat. I don't really know how you pronounce it, but we'll just go with that. Welcome to everyone who is frequent to the channel, and welcome to everyone watching on the Newcastle Jags channel. Obviously, I've had internet issues, so don't hate me if this goes wrong at any point. Just waiting for all the players at this point to ready up. Lots of people in chat hoping that Jags win. Will the Italian team, or this European team, I guess you could say, Rising Note Red, are they going to cause an upset? Potentially. We can see that happening. I'll give you some in-game sound as well. It might help you hear the in-game sound. Toxic. But yeah, we are in ESEA Open, if I can talk. Representing the UK, the Newcastle Jaguars. And someone came up with a really bad joke about this. They said, surely cheaters are faster than Jaguars. You know what would be really terrible? If there was a team called Sunderland Cheaters. That would just be horrible, wouldn't it? I'm seeing some familiar faces. Hello, Sluggy, BQ, Mambia, and of course Sam Restless. Representing the Jags. And yeah, this is the bit where I have to try and talk to you just to try and keep you all entertained. Although it's just difficult to say anything when one of the team hasn't actually played an ESE before. The team actually Rising Red, or Rising Note Red, they're an Italian org. You know what, let's get into the knife round. And obviously there's not a lot you can talk about for the knife round. And the knife round's actually favouring the Jags. They do pick it up. 2 players left. Where will the Jags choose to begin? Obviously their first game last night was on Inferno. I casted that 16-4 win this morning. Be as biased as possible for pistol round. Okay. Okay, Sluggy. Obviously not going to be biased. That would be a bad thing to do. That would make me a bad commentator. It is going to be the Jag starting on the CT side. Note Red on the T side. And they've invested in 2 smokes, 4 flashes for this round of Jags. They've got Diffuse getting a smoke on the hands of Spicy. And for now, it's just a 2-1-2 default setup coming out from the CT side. Raz will be hoping to find something. And actually, at this point, Lecture's already pushed up towards top mid. Doesn't matter though. Rising Note Red will be still pushing towards this A site, and it'll be an easy bomb plant for them to work with. The Jags 5-on-5 retake there now left in. Doing some damage. The Jags not really sort of going for this yet. Opening kills coming in for Rising Note Red at this point, and Lecture just coming in from behind. He's trying to do some damage, but at this point, nothing really coming to him. Diabetes will find Supin. Electra and Diabetes. Well, at this point, Electra is going to be at least backing away, trying to at least flank, and there's going to be nothing he can do at this point. Rising Note Red, going to take our first round. And I've got a tiny screen, so I can't see anything. So just the start that the Seaside will be looking for. They will be investing in an MP5 EMP, or 2 MP5s, and a load of SMGs, basically. Electra's going to be leading the charge in terms of this Jags purchase. The Scouts available, as well as a load of Deagles. And well, Electra won't be able to find anything just yet. 2 Rising Note players able to push in, and oh, I thought he hit the shot there, but not quite. So 2 players towards top mid for Rising Note. Shreddy, a nice shot actually to take down. Is that? Diabetes is trying to at least find something to help strengthen this Jags hold, but at this point, nothing being given. The bomb was towards top mid, and the T side are now going to be sort of making their way towards this A site. Suplin, a smoke in hand. Should just be basic utility coming in as Spicy takes down Custom. I don't know, Red will now be pushing out. They know there's a player towards CT. How many more angles will they be aware of? The smoke for jungle, and it's, if anything, just a good smoke setup. Default basic smoke setup for the T side. Damage being done. Spicy's going to come off better in that scenario. He gained the MP5, but Suplin C was quick to respond towards jungle. Frazzle forward. Oh, Suplin just runs out of bullets there. Electra will capitalize, and Nayes has the bomb down and an MP5 to work with, but the Jags should just be able to clean this up at this point. They will just stick the defuse. Shreddy without a kit, but doesn't matter. As a note, Red will fall in the second round. The Jags tie it up. You're already calling a pause? Really? Do you need a pause so soon? It's questionable. So a good response really for the Jags this round, who will have the money to be able to invest around about fully. For the T side, well, the economy's not too bad, so maybe they'll also be forcing this out. I'm curious, Loggy, who did you want me to be biased for in that pistol round? Which team specifically? No, Red obviously, no. Oh, they've lost a player just for the moment. Nayes will be just temporarily disconnecting. Well, so far, not really much we can say. You can't really... Obviously, the Jags, okay, fair enough. There's not much I can really mention or talk about in this opening few rounds. The Jags just responding as they needed to. Of course, the Jags recently won the Empire Esports League, an amateur competition. And correct me if I'm wrong, someone from Newcastle, but do you guys have a team currently playing in UK Div 2 as well? So I was pretty sure that I was Googling around earlier, and I thought it said that you guys had a ESEA team somewhere as well. Not to be questioning it. But yeah, I was going to do some research into Newcastle's opposition today, Rising Note Red. But when I went on their website, it was just all in Italian. So I just couldn't really understand it. And obviously, me being lazy, I couldn't be asked to go on, open the website on a PC and translate it. No. I will be calling them a UK team, the Jags. Of course, Rising Note Red, this is their debut season in the ESEA, so they'll be hoping to try and get a win under their belt in the early stages. And does seem to be sort of a B hit at this stage for Rising Note Red, potentially going for a contact play. Bomb will be last to head towards this B site. Electra will be there for scouts. The Jags, they've invested in 2 M4s, a scout, and some SMGs as well. Shreddy has a nade up towards the van truck area. And utility going to be raining down onto this B site. The nade is there. It's going to do some damage actually. Redney actually got the opening kill. Shreddy's still trying to do damage. We'll get the bomb down temporarily. Sapling will respond, and it's a game of trades coming in on this B site. The Jags have the man advantage, but they have for now just backed out of sight. Firo, Ethics, and Custom will be the two players trying to get something. The Molly on site will just delay a bomb plant for the moment. Bomb eventually going to be going down, and Lecture's going to be boosted up here. It does damage. Spicy cleans up the job. It is Theoretics against the two players approaching him on shore. It's going to peek. Finds a person. He knows where Lecture is as well, and Theoretics, all he has to do is just play down the time and play it safe. Lecture has a defuse kit as well. Switching to the M4. A little bait shot. The smoke is there on site, and he seems to sort of just consider defusing it. Pushing out Theoretics will reveal his position. Lecture does what he has to do. A brilliant peek. Does he have it? He's just about got it in time. The Jaguars. Oh, what? I thought he had it. Oh, that was so close. And there's going to be an instant freeze response time. I thought he had that. I was so I said I was so confident that he was going to have it. So unlucky. Red Horizon. Or no, Red Horizon Note to Red even. They do respond. Damn, I thought he had that. That's so unlucky. One of the NJ players will just be disconnecting again. So, a tech timeout in. But Lecture did so well up to that point. Considering he was in that 1v2 clutch, the credit obviously has to go to Theoretics, who just played down the time, and it was always going to be dangerous peeking out onto the site of B. Luckily for him, the time left to defuse the bomb wasn't enough for the Jags. And now how can the Jags really sort of reapproach this next round? They've got no weapons, they've got no money. So it's a big chance for Rising Note Red to take advantage and gain a couple more rounds at this stage. If you are new here, do give me a follow. I'm Louis2K. I've just started casting ESEA games this season. People seem to be enjoying it, so thank you to all the followers I've gained. The Jags are actually making the call to try and force something back into this, and if they lose this again, they won't even have that much for a few rounds. So this is a big round for the Jags in terms of their economy and in terms of the momentum in the early stages. Still really early, but we've already had a couple of pauses. Rising Note Red, their buyouts still not that great either, so whoever wins this just dents the economy for the opposition. The control will look to be established by Zap. Him and Theoretics will be trying to get some sort of opening. For now, they won't be finding anything. Custom from under. Just clearing out the window position for himself. The Jags aren't overcommitting anywhere just yet. They will have 3 players on the B site defense. 1:20 on the clock. Rising Note Red will be stacking themselves together towards this A site. The Jags are going to be aggressive for the first time towards this B apartments area. And every little step that the Jags take towards this B site does help apply more pressure on this A site defense. Custom will fall. The Jags get the opening pick. Still, though, A site looks to be in contention for this European squad. The flash is going out. And that flash actually hit that player above him. And ES will fall, and thanks to Diabetes, Spicy, he does get a response kill. And they did kill off Diabetes. Theoretics and Suplin, they're together now, and there's still an AK for them to work with. They'll find 2 kills with the AK, and they've got an idea that there's a potential player towards CT. Suplin will have to clutch this for 20 seconds. It's going to be aggressive towards the CT area. It only needed 5 bullets to clean out Electra. It's shredding on the FAMAS, and the bomb down for Rising Note Red. The Jags getting close, but this AK's done so much work so far For Suplin, if he clutches us, it would be an AK ace. Shreddy pushing forward. Doesn't have a defuse kit either, so time will be taken away. Oh no, they both sorted each other. Shreddy just about cleans it up. So unlucky from Suplin, but the Jags will break their opponent's economy as we tie things up 2-2 here on Mirage. So again, another really close round, but this time it's the opposing team who will be taking it. I didn't know Red this time. I've made the call to upgrade their pistols, including a ZZ and a P250 coming out. The Jags, they've got an AK and 2 M4s for this round, so they've got a good chance as to do some damage with these weapons. Let's see side a push out of the apartments side palace area, turning into a Russia by losing my map knowledge. As fast find one, Spicy takes down another. All the Newcastle Jags pegging in to get kills as Castom responds with another, the P250, but he is low. That nade won't be enough. Jags really want to find a nade kill, and there's another kill for Electra in there. And Suplin isn't even able to do anything else. Jags find another round, and for the first time this game, they will regain the leads. If you are new here, welcome. There should be the chance for Rising Note Red to try and respond here with an AUG buyout and a full AK buyout for the remaining 4 players. Certainly is a chance for the T-side to get something here. The Jags not investing into any rifles. And Rising Note Red using quite a bit of utility early on. They, don't get me wrong, they still have utility, but not as much as their opponents. 1:23 on the clock. Rising Note Red, they've got presence. Just it's a default play from them. Faz smoked off, and essentially 2 players towards top mid who he could face and encounter. Spicy of a close-up angle, Diabetes. He's just trying to see anything, really, but Rising Note Red not giving away any information just yet. They are going to be pushing, getting this mid control. Fraz in the connector area won't be affected by these utility fires just yet, but Fraz is going to fall, and that opens up the ace site at least. Diabetes from connector, and that's just the wrong angle entirely because Knee pushes out of Palace, and it's so well executed by Rising Note Red, but Spicy, he could only get one, and Electra's not able to do anything through the smoke. Shreddy's left against 4 in 20 seconds. We'll take down 1 rifle. Still, there's an AWP and 2 AKs from to be able to at least find. He's just slowly going to clear out the angles. Predicting a player there. That's a good prediction, but he can't hit the shots, and Nade's not going to do anything, and Tom's is going to push to clean him out. Rising Note Red will be tying it up 3-2-3. And this is really how the game's going to go. Back and forth, back and forth. Still early days, but now it's the Jags are going to be down to just a seek home. So there's not even any of the teams are getting a sufficient loss bonus because of how back and forth this game is going. It's a faster approach this time for Rising Note Red towards this B side. That nade hasn't really done a lot of damage, but Shreddy can get one with the deagle at least. The AK doing its job to find a very frag, and Lecture and Fraz are also going to fall to these aim duels, which are costing the Jags, but with the pistols, you can't really expect a lot. Diabetes, he's left after Spicy falls to the AWP. And he really just, Diabetes will just really want to try and do any damage he can. At this point, the T-side don't look to be giving them any options. We will be tying. Well, now it's going to be Notes Red who regain the lead. And I've started drinking orange juice and lemonade mixed together. It's not that bad of a drink, but could be better options. Well, for the eco round, the Jags weren't really able to do a lot of damage, but this round they might have a little chance to do a bit more damage with a much better buyout. And the ES actually only has a Mach 10 on the T side. That's the only weakness for the terrorist side. Actually pushing out towards the B side. I might have just missed all these footsteps from Rising Note Red in the apartments area. Suplin will be entering. Well, he's going to be the entry frag as they push out here. And it's a good little crossfire as Electra takes advantage after Custom took down the bench player in Shreddy. Fraz, he's also going to respond. It's only one more kill for him. Theoretics, he's just firing through the smoke, trying to do whatever he can, but nothing being fired just yet. 3 versus 3 retake. Theoretics eventually will get the bomb down. Tendency usage is still here. But it's going to be the Jag starting this off strongly. Diabetes finding Zap. But these noise cues might be a bit too much. Redney gets 2 more kills. And a nice flick and a half by Theoretics. Rising Note Red will have a 5th round. The Jags, they don't have a lot of money still to invest in, so the T-side a perfect little chance to be able to buy out and get some more weapons available to them. So it's going to be an A hit potentially coming out from the European mixed team. Jags on this eco have chosen to sort of stack short. It's not going to be that damaging necessarily, and the one player who was towards top mid, Theoretic, is going to be able to safely push back. Supplinder's on site, but they've not spotted this player who's still on site. And Spicy, he could only get 1 from his angle. The eco frag's just too strong from the T side. And Zap will take down Fraz for the final frag. No bomb plant for the T side, however. A loss of 300. This is where we might see sort of a Jag setup. Every time they do a double setup, that's when they really start to grow, and that's when we start to see their full potential. Fraz and Electra yielding the AWPs. Theoretic still just solo AWPing for Rising Note Red. And there is a lack of utility still for the Jags in this round. An early smoke towards Palace will just deny Theoretics any opener. And once again, the Jags, they do like to push this apartments area. It's a common theme which they have started doing. Rising Note Red, also a lot more passive, but this is a lot slower from what I've seen before by some teams. Electra does some damage. Zap, he's on 3 HP. How did he survive that? Just, I feel like that little piece of wood there did just deny him a chance to do anything. Still, he's close up and personal with Shreddy. Shreddy will be backing away just for now. Towards the A site we go as Rising Note Red default in smoke and a basic setup. Diabetes not been spotted. He's going to be able to get 2 easy kills. Theoretics with the AWP. Trading it out. Shreddy had an idea of the potential angle, but just couldn't find any kills. A nade on site. Won't be finding anyone just for now. Rising Note Red, they're a man down, but it's a quick start. It is a 3-on-3. Shreddy does get Theoretics, and Redney will respond with another. How does Shreddy even able to get that? Zap on 3 HP does get 1, but it's okay though. The AWP for the Jags can retreat nicely and get the kill. 4th round for the Jags. And a chance for them to now build on this round win, potentially. We obviously said last time that the Jags had a double AWP set up, just the one for this round. Is Spicy this time going to be on an MP5 instead? The control looking to be acquired by Rising Notes Red. Nothing so instant though. There is going to be one opening by Fraz, though. That little gap on short through the smoke just allowed him a chance to take advantage, really. Something towards this A site will spot the aggressive Spicy. Fraz, though, will be helping the Jags. Another response. 2 kills for him with the AWP on short. He's done all he had to do so far. Now Redney and Sapland will now regroup and reconfigure something. Potential A hit's going to be incoming. So Diabetes, he won't be able to be allowed to find any kills towards the A site with 50 seconds. Actually, though, they do still have the time and map control to go towards B. And this is much more passive, actually, from the Jags, considering they lost that player early on towards the A ramp T-spawn area. They have started to slow things down a bit. Utility being used to try and clear out the angles. It does look to be A where this mixed European team wants to get an opening. 15 seconds. It's a do or die moment at this point. Diabetes has still not been spotted, actually, in window. Shreddy will use the FAMAS to his advantage. Nies falls. Sapland C not even able to hit a shot. After 6 for the Jags, they do hold on to some AKs. As well as an AWP. Spicy will be the only player having to reinvest this round. A full 5-man AK setup for Rising Note Red. Their money's not too bad at this point, but a couple round wins might change things entirely. Fraz will be the player to find the opening and will just back away slightly, applying some pressure to Electra, who will have to find 2 players. He gets a bomb down in the ladder room and he did hit a second player, but didn't have enough time to react. Note Red actually getting some map control, a bit of an advantage on the B site. Fraz misses his AWP flick and can't hit the second shot either. Unlucky by him. Now Rising Note Red got the B site in their control. All 3 players tagged down. There's 2 M4s left to try and get something for the Jags on this retake. Spicy on short, Diabetes towards window. Spicy and Diabetes are not even able to find anything. Nies and Zap find a kill each. Rising Note Red still with this lead on the T side. The Jags, they chose to start on the CT side and so far not quite going for plan for them. A pause will be reacquired in this game. Currently 3 players with 11 kills for Rising Note Red. None of the Jags players have yet to be able to reach the double figures mark on kills. It's really sad. I can't see the stats for this. You know, you get those like in the new CSGO Panorama update. You used to be able to get stats, but can't do it here for some reason. I wonder if there's someone speaking Italian somewhere else in Italy commentating this for Rising Note Red. Who knows? Yeah, if you are interested, do check out what the Newcastle Jags do on Twitter. They've got a really good League of Legends team. They've done several events, and someone in chat will correct me if I'm wrong, but they took part in the Forger Championships, one of these open qualifiers for a massive league event, and I think they just about got to the closed qualifiers, so they were a bit unlucky there. Anyway, this is CSGO, not League of Legends. A delayed start for one of the Rising Note Red players. Theoretics hit a shot, but no damage done between him and Fraz. B hit with smokes. Looks to be incoming by the T side. So this is being used. A great little setup coming out from Rising Note Red, who do have these weapons, but this Deagle's actually doing more of the work for the Jags at this point. It's a really awkward buy-in. Well, actually, I said the Deagle was doing damage. It wasn't going to be enough. Theoretics will trade out Diabetes after he took down Suplin. Spicy to Aziza, then a flash and head armor to work with. But at this point, he's going to have to settle for any damage he can do. Against a C-set, it's going to be impossible to really pick up this round. Oh, again, T-side have lost a player. At the end then, Spicy will fall and another round in favour of Rising Note Red. Yeah, again, another pause just to fix this connection issue for one of the players. Still, it wasn't really that good of a buyout last round for the Jags. They had like a UMP and some upgraded pistols. And they were just being outfought by just the AKs and their one-tap potential. What one I've not done this one for a while. A little cute scan across the map. I made these cinematics myself. Do hit me up if you like them or hate them. And so in this opening game, Rising Note Red have really not been doing too bad. For the Jags, this match a little bit more harder than what they might have expected, considering they won their first game 16-4 last night. 24 hours later, it's a completely different approach, a different map, and well, they find themselves on the losing end at this stage. If you are new here, do give this channel a follow and any other channels which I might be casting on. Big up to everyone who's actually watching in chat. Apricot, Bethany, Member, Royuk, I'm not even going to pronounce that. Sandwich, you're here. Seahorse, VK, welcome everyone. At least I'm not dropping frames now. All I had to do was move downstairs and I'm suddenly not dropping frames. I don't know if it's the servers or if it's just this one player's connection, because I've noted a couple of players on each side keep disconnecting for an ungodly amount of time. Rising Note Red in this upcoming round, they do have the money and some weapons to work with. AKs and an AWP already. On the NJ side, well, a lack of money, and because of the inconsistent round one and lost bonuses, they really don't have a lot of money. Am I from No, I'm not from Newcastle. I don't think I sound like I'm from Newcastle. I don't want to put on an accent either, because I don't want to be stereotypical or sound really bad or offend anyone. I could try one, but I'd probably mess it up really badly. I did used to... I've been casting Newcastle Jags before, so I am aware of their roster. And their roster has changed slightly compared to the one which they had in the ESEA last season. A proper Geordie accent, like. I'm from Newcastle. I'm trying my best to do a Newcastle accent, but I don't think it's good enough, is it? No, that sounds more Scouse. I've gone from Newcastle to Liverpool. I'm Steve Gerrard from Liverpool. Newcastle this round then. Actually, to be fair, Newcastle I think's nicer than Sunderland, so I'll give it that. There we are. I'm not going to do an accent again. 14th round, taking the last round, and for the Jags again, just a full eco coming out. Horizon Note Red, they're just getting the kills one by one. It's an easy enough round for the T side. It sounds disabled. No, fair enough. No, I don't actually know what like the actual is. Fraz will find one. Has an AK. And even if he just saved this, it wouldn't be that unlucky, but in the end, enough damage being done by Zap and his teammates. Horizon Note Red, this T side of Mirage, considering they lost the knife round, it's really not been that good. Or it's been a much better half than what they expected. The last round does mean the Newcastle Jags have to invest in all they can. Well, it's a better buy than what we've seen before, but Theoretics is just as quick as that to take down Diabetes. One kill towards the A side, but still Rising Note to Red, not fully sure just yet where to go. Electra, he was aggressive towards under. It did work to get the opening pick. Smoke on Palace will just force Naes to fall back. Sorry, I'm just laughing at someone said the accent sounded disabled. I'm not good with accents. I might be good at some things, but accents, no. I'm not an accent person. To some people also this might seem really late, but it's still really early. It's only 9:45. Oh, goodbye. Supplement is going to fall as Spicy gets the opening. Another kill for the Jags. It does give the CT side a hint of a chance that they might still have a chance here. It's going to be the A site where they look to go towards. So the man advantage here for the retake. Zappa's got a good little angle here, but Fraz for his angle might slightly be a little bit stronger. He's going to push out, and he's got no auditory steps. You know what? Zap just came down, winning that to timing, and it's just a complete mess. Spicy has got 2 so far, but he's got to find 4 to clean this up in the last round and has to go for it, really. One player on stairs, one on jungle. The AWPer on stairs are going to peek it, and oh, that's a shot and a half by Theoretics at the half-time phase. It's Rising Note Red even with a 10-5 lead over the Jags. Welcome back then to this ESEA Season 29 open game between Rising Note Red and Newcastle Jags. The UK team has not really been that great of a first half for them, and a really sort of broken half for them in terms of economy. So they'll be hoping to try and push it back against a team in their debut season in ESEA, the mixed Italian / Polish / Dutch / UK / Romanian team. For the Jags on this T side, they will be opening it up just by getting some control of mid and under side of the map, which their opponents aren't going to be contesting or challenging quite yet. As Tom does have a nade towards his A site, but I've got enough info to know there's going to be some pressure being applied by Connector. Fraz will take down one after Spicy fell to a Suplin. What about towards A? It's just going to be a fake. That's a great little play, and yes, just didn't expect that. Him and Zap fall. It's a 4-1-2 retake for Newcastle Jags, who really executed that so well, so nicely. Tom has a USP in the kitchen area. We'll just be falling back. I think, did Diabetes not spot him? Him and Tom will just be avoiding each other for the time being. Theoretics, he's been a key player for CT side today, and we'll find another headshot. And it's being dealt to the T side. At this stage, they've just got a back array and take the round. Tom couldn't do enough damage. Theoretics might challenge, won't be going anymore. Just a 1 kill again. Rising note, we've got this player loss. So will be a pause yet again. Just missing player. And if you're the Jags, you'd surely just be getting really frustrated by all these pauses coming out from their opponents. Lecture just is instant to that to invest in an AK. 2 AKs at least coming out for the Jags this round. So far the CTs have invested in some upgraded pistols. Nothing more as of yet. If you are a keen follower of my work, you will know that I've been involved with the Jags before for a couple months now. Great set of guys. And yeah, I know that the Jags well enough to know that they'd sort of be getting really frustrated after getting all these pauses potentially. Someone just went on Twitter and said make sure you go support Louis2K on all of his social media. He's a huge help with the success of the CSGO team, and he's an amazing caster. He streams side. Thank you to Sirac Juju, as in the team I coach. Yeah, I also coach. I'm an ex-pro. Kidding. Oh, that's nice. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, I'm at Louis2K_. You'll see stuff like when I go live or when I complain about stuff. You might also see me at the major, the CSGO major coming up later this week.
Louis, what the fuck are you doing?
Just got shouted at because apparently I'm using the internet when I'm not. I am using the internet, but that's not the point. So far, a really good force buy round from the Jags. There was one response here from the S, and he's found 2 of the Z's out. Back of sight, and Shreddy can clean up 1, but the Jags cut it close. 1 HP. Shreddy can win the round. Rising Note Red again will just be down to pistols this time. Only the one Well, actually, there's more than one player who's invested into this. There's a couple, and well, it would just be a mid-rush, but Fraz is prepared for this. He's going to find one, and he was aware of a second, but no more than just the one. Diabetes is just able to... If he pushes out now, he's got a free sight to be able to walk out onto. We'll find one, but Theoretics also is going to fall. The Jags again want to get something towards this B side here. Spicy will take down Zap as well. Plus Tom. It's a P250, but finding himself against 4, it's going to be a difficult decision, whatever he chooses to do at this point. P250 is still trying to do damage. Tom isn't able to quite find Diabetes. It's okay. Electric cleans up, and Jags have got themselves an 8th round. It's a dream start to this second half for the UK mainly based team. I say mainly UK based because their ESEA team says they've got one Ukrainian and one Lithuanian player. But then some players just do that just because they like to show their origins, but they do actually live in the UK. I've gone off topic. There was an AWP with a full buyout for this mixed European team. It was AKs available. This MP... I've seen so many teams start to use this MP5 now. I didn't realise how good it was. I know I've said that before, but it's in the new meta that teams wish to use it. Because Tom is jumping around to try and find really just anything he can. There's a note red. They've still got... They did have 2 on B, but one of those players is now occupying the ladder room area. 2 connector watching towards mid, and that's a really bad time that Theoretics has missed that. Realistically, it's okay, Supple and Tom. They found a kill each, and now the Jags all fall apart. Unless Faz can do something here. 12 HP, he falls also. Whereas Note Red have responded nicely. I've seen the Jags come back from these sort of scenarios, so you can't count them out. And for this round, 5 grenade buyout for the Jags along with a load of pistols. And it's a nice idea, but Theoretics really hasn't taken that much damage. Back it away. The Jags might have felt that they wasted that opportunity for those nades. I'll look back at this demo and just wonder how on earth there was next to no damage done. An A hit potentially incoming with 2 players coming from under. Sapling is watching the upper angle. Theoretics is just going to try and... Theoretics are trying to find anything. Then there's one more player. So Electra falls in. Well, it's a good enough bait, but Sapling still comes off better in that scenario. Shreddy from under. The Deagle does 1. Well, the Deagle was enough for 1 kill. Wasn't going to be enough, though, to win the round. I thought I saw an AWP. So, there's no red this round. They've been able to hold on to 2 AQs from last round. And a hell of a load of utility to work with as well. Abita's now finding the opener for Newcastle Jags. And even though it was towards the A site, they've still got their main player presence towards mid and beam. The timing that almost cost Fraz there if he didn't peek that at that time. So well played to him. Theoretics falls. And that's one of the main danger men dealt with by the Jags. Suplin might not expect the player behind him in this scenario. He does! That's so well timed. Him winning that battle. Rising Note Red, they do tie things up in terms of player numbers, but A-site is almost secured at this point. They know there's an AWP close by. Fraz, though, still quick enough to win the aim duels up. He's low, but he still wants to do damage, and ES has been smoked off yet again. Also out of position. Bomb will go down with 27 seconds. Newcastle Jags won't be too disappointed with this, but they'll need this round win really to step things up. Molly off the ninja area, forces Shreddy out of position. And still he can, what's a hold out when he can't do anything. He's good for one at least. And Zap on 14 HP can clean up those last 2 kills. What a retake by that man. He's just going to regain the AWP as well. 13 to 8. Jags starting to run out of time in this game. You reckon they've lost this? I don't think it's game over quite yet. I've been putting a lot of emphasis on the Jags. I do apologise if there's anyone from RNR watching. A contact play for the Jags with really not the best buyout, which includes a Galil and a ZZ. There's an AK gained while Shreddy... Did Shreddy mean to drop that weapon? He was so disappointed with that. He looked so disappointed anyway. Stuff on Electro, trading damage in the early stages. That Molotov forcing him forward. And he is alone now, but the smoke will just provide him with a little bit of cover momentarily. Now he notices a player up on the balcony position, potentially by the auditory cues. Theoretics, though, it's faster in this scenario. There goes Zap, and oh, that's a missed shot by Theoretics. Can't hear anything, it's okay. Nias has found himself 3 kills. An instant spray down. Shreddy has an AK in hand, but against 3 players, it's going to be a tough ask. Good damage to 2 players, but it's not going to be able to find anyone. Rising Night Red, at this point, just need 2 rounds to clean out the game. Looking forward to playing these guys in EEL. Are you entering EEL? Oh yeah, you are, aren't you? Good luck at that, everyone. And the Jags will have to hope that they can really establish something. With Electra receiving so much damage so instantly, so early on here, it's going to be tough. A nice flick. A nice clean-up kill by Theoretics. Theoretics is still providing with damage. Custom will be supporting him. It's a clean-up and Rising at Red. They're on match point here against Newcastle. And in the debut season, this European team are really providing a lot of hope. And it's hard to really fault anything which the CTs have done. Their retakes, their sight holds are just looking so strong. And for the Jags who chose to start on the CT side, it's just not been working out in their favour. A B chance. The Jags will have to hope that they can somehow get this to work. Smoke's utility is being used on site, but they can't do anything with it just yet. And I don't know, Red have actually made the call to fall away from site, and Zap will be the sole player just left on this site now. The Jags have to hope that they can find something here. Zap is going to find 2 on short. And that might just be game over for the Jags. The last few players now going to be pushing out of apartments. An AWP and an AK against 2. Tough scenario. There's one AWP spotted out for the Jags. And that's a nice peek, but Theoretic slightly better to that. Spicy gets 1, but he has to clutch it against 3 players. Horizon Note Red. This could be a season to look forward to. They do pick up this first game. 16-8 they win here on ESEA. And that's such a great start for this mixed EU team. Commiserations to Newcastle Jaguars, who do lose us 16-5. So unlucky. But in true Newcastle style, I'm sure they'll be back in favour in the future. Jags gonna be still with a record of 1-1 in this opening season. And of course, they're also playing in UK Div 2. Thank you to everyone who's joined me for this. We'll be shutting down the stream for now. Do follow this channel if you haven't already. I've been your host, Louis2K, and I hope to see you all soon in the future. Goodbye.
Crack it.